Hey peeps, welcome to my channel. I'm so happy that you are here. I'm so excited. I am really excited. Anyway, this is the first official video and we are going to be starting off with a series called Transition from High School to Tertiary Level. And really and truly what it's going to be doing is really just highlighting some of the do's, the don'ts, the little, guides and tips and stuff in terms of making that transition. It's not the easiest thing for everybody, and I'm hoping that I can share some of my experience and experience of my friends and other people that I know to make your transition a little smoother, without the hustle and the bustle something there. Yeah, we are going to do the very first episode in this series, and we're kickstarting it off with the title Jumpstart. So can we jump into it? Yeah. So you're at that stage right now where you're possibly choosing subjects. You might not know exactly what you want to do, where you want to go in life, but you know this is important and you're going through the motions. You're just like, well, I'm going. All right. So at this point, I'm going to tell you that it's okay to not exactly know what it is you want to do. Especially if you're in like grade 9, grade 11, it's okay. Trust me, it's okay. A lot of us at that stage really did not have a clue what the hell we wanted to do. Some did because, some were following family tradition and everything. Is like, oh, it's a family of doctors, it's a family of lawyers, and so there you had those, of course. But then you also have some of us who just really did not know where we wanted to go, what we really wanted to do, and we did not have a proper sense of direction. And you know what? That's okay. What I can tell you is that by this stage, in choosing your subjects for what you want to do at the CXC or the CAPE level, you would have possibly by now figured out what you like and what you don't like, right? So you might find out, oh, I'm into sciences. I really like the whole science thing. And you choose the direction of science. And you say, oh, I'm kind of feeling that business vibe. And you choose the direction of business. By the end of the day, what is important is that you choose things that go together. Choose a path. Nobody is saying you need to know exactly what you want to do, but choose a path. Like, pull some subjects that go together so that when you reach up to a certain level, you can say, you know what, I think I want to take this direction, and you would have already covered your bases enough to say, hey, I have subjects that can push me in this direction. Do some research, right? If you have a general idea of the direction that you want to go, it's even better. Because you'll be like, okay, I know I definitely need to do that and that and that. So, if you're going to do medicine or you want to do anything at all in the medical field, you're going to need some chemistry, you're going to need some physics, you're going to need some biology, you're going to need them things there. So, that kind of thing, you try to basically gauge yourself as much as you possibly can and choose things along that line to say, hey, I'm going to do these subjects. Of course, without a doubt, maths and English. Yeah, you're gonna need maths and English. Like, you're just gonna need maths and English. Like, there is nothing that don't require some maths and some English. And personally, I do believe that everyone should at some point in time do some information technology. It's not compulsory. My high school made it compulsory, and I'm really happy for that, because I can tell you, we're in the digital age right now. Our economy, our landscape in terms of businesses and everything is just changing to a technological field, and you kind of need to get with the times. I don't want to really go out on a limb and say, hey, robots are taking over the world, but
robots are taking over the world.
So some bits of computer knowledge and skills, it's important. Don't sidestep it. Think about it. So you want to do some research and this is for persons who are now at that CXC CAPE level. Now this is where I'm at with you. Do some research on the universities in your country. Now, a lot of my videos are going to be really structured in terms of Jamaica, but I think some of the principles still apply regardless of where you are. So do research. Research is so important. Research is going to save you a lot of time, energy, and money. Part of doing your research on a university, you want to know the location of the university. Then in the same breath, you also need to check the accreditation of the university and the program that you're looking to do. Each university in itself has a certain set of basic requirements in order to be a part of the university. So don't get me wrong, there are going to be further specifications in terms of when you're choosing your faculty or program of study, but there's a bare minimum that's required to enter into the university, and you need to know what those things are. So you need to do your research as much as possible so that you are in the know with all of those things. If you are at the CAPE level, CXC level, and you're now looking to say, hey, I want to apply for a program, I want to do a particular career path. Again, research is important. Research is needed for this point in time, because you would now need to understand, okay, which of these universities offer this program. You also need to know what are the prerequisites to get into that program. Okay, for example, there's some universities, most for the sciences, you are going to need certain things from before. So it would be good for you to know as much as possible to ensure that when that time comes, you are in a position to smoothly make that transition without any hiccups where they're going to be like, you're going to need such subject though, and you're going to need what you don't want that. Don't do yourself that. Don't do yourself that. Do some research from now. It's going to save you a lot, right? So do some research. The other thing that I want to talk about is don't put all your eggs in a one basket. Like, that's one of the things that your grandmother them used to say and everything. Apply to multiple institutions. Have a plan A, plan B, plan C, D if you can. You will never know what is going to happen. Right? So you might have your mind set on one particular university and one particular program. That's great. But what happens if you don't get accepted into that program? Because sometimes it's just very competitive, and like it's the creme de la creme gets into certain things there. You don't know what it can be. So have your options open to more than one things. You might find that you get into a program that you like, but hey, oh my god, they raised the fees, I can't afford that. Apply to more than one universities. Don't worry about it. It's okay to turn down a couple. It's better you have it there than you don't have it, trust me. And guys, stick around, because I have some bonus at the end where I'm going to be like, do not allow this to happen to you. So you need to stick around for all of that. Yeah, I have the bonus things them as well. Like, yeah. After talking about all of those things, we want to start talking about our application. Now, I know a lot of people believe that, okay, in order to start applying for university, I need to be in like the final lap, the final month before I need to go off to university. That is not the case. Let me tell you right now. For example, here in Jamaica, the University of the West Indies starts their application process from November, and UTech starts their application process from October for early birds, and then the regular application starts from January. You realize how far ahead that is. You can start applying for your university early. Even before you get your CXC and CAPE results, you can actually start applying for your university. And let me tell you, the application process is long. Okay, they have sections A go all the way down to MP. Yeah. So start your application process from early, because there is a thing where they can actually accept you before you even get your results, or pending your results, really. So nothing is wrong with getting an early start, getting yourself in the door from early work gets the most rewards. That's what they always say. So that's another important aspect that I really want you to, trust me, take that one day. Apply early. Organizing our documents and personal information. Now, with every application that you're going to do, you are going to need your documents. They're going to want proof that you are who you say you are, and they're also going to need proof to say, hey, I have accomplished these subjects, I am ready to go. So I always advise, hey, make sure that you have your birth certificate and your results certificates and all those different certificates and stuff, have them put together. Even the awards that you would have gotten for whether it's extracurricular activities or whatever it is, trust me, there is going to be some form of portal there for you to enter all of this information. So start putting your things together. You do not want at the last minute when you're trying to do your application, oh my gosh, I don't know where this is and I can't find it. Start putting your stuff together from early. In doing that, I also would recommend that you make copies of these documents and have them stored in a nice folder with both the original and the copies put together, so that when you are doing your application process, whether it be for the university or for financial aid, you have everything that you need and you're not all over the place. Application for financial aid. Now, if you were like me, tertiary level wasn't something that I was able to afford readily off the bat, and I don't want people to think that, oh, because I don't have the money right now, I can't go to university and I can't further my education, and so this is just not going to work for me. Let me tell you something right now. You have the opportunity to go. You can go. And people are going to say, hey, don't take any student loans and don't take. Let me tell you something. If you do not have the funds now, if you do not further your education, the probability is that you're not going to have the funds then either. But if you go ahead and you try to get your education now and try to build on something from now, chances are you're going to have that education and it's going to pay for itself eventually. Not saying it's going to happen overnight, because trust me, student loans are rough, but I would still recommend that you do not put it off and say, you know what, I am just going to just forget about it for right now. Eventually I will go to university. I will sit and tell you, it's hard. When you have lost that momentum, it's really hard to start again. And I can tell you, if you start working and you start getting that paycheck in, you're not going to want to let it go. You're not gonna. You're really just not going to want to let it go. So I would recommend that, hey guys, you have options, and part of those options is you can actually apply for scholarships, and scholarships is basically money that you don't have to give back. Money that you don't have to give back. So you have options. Every university that you will apply for has some form of section there to say, hey, these are the scholarships that we have that are associated with the university. You can apply for them. You have these options at your disposal. Use them. Apply for scholarships. And a lot of the times you're there, we're just like, oh, I'm not smart enough to apply for a scholarship. A lot of people are not actually applying. And so the money is just sitting there. And they're just hoping and praying that somebody will come through the door and do an interview so that they can say, hey, we gave you. Apply for a scholarship. Do not underestimate yourself. Apply for that scholarship. Separate and apart from applying for a scholarship, which I also think should be your plan B, along with applying for a scholarship, is you can go ahead and apply for a student loan at this point in time. I took the route of applying for my student loan and I have no regrets about it. So for here in Jamaica, you have the Student Loan Bureau. Their application period starts between February and December. So you can start with February and apply for your loan. Do it early, guys. Everything when it comes to applying, apply early. Get your foot in the door from early. Yeah, early. Right, so you can actually go on their website, which is www.slbja.com. I will, of course, put it in the description. So all of these links and stuff I talk about, I will make sure it's in the description for you guys to go and look up everything that I'm talking about. So don't worry, it's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. You also want to look about putting your guarantors together and all the requirements that you would need from early for this. Extracurricular activities is a good thing. Volunteerism is a good thing. Not only are you helping and giving back to your community, your society, but it says a lot about you and your character. And the university is not really just looking for bright sparks alone. They want people with substance. And so I would advise that you do some voluntary work. This is going to aid your networking and it's going to make your application look even prettier.
So guys, go out there and be your best self.
Oh, before we move on to the next thing, yeah, just hit the like and subscribe button. Yeah, you want to be in the know, you want to keep up with this, because trust me, there's more things coming. Subscribe right there. Right, yeah, subscribe. So all right, we can continue now. Yeah, okay. You are not your parents. You are you, and you have to act and think like you. Now, I do understand that there are lots of parents out there who would love their child to be a doctor, love their child to be a lawyer, love their child to be an engineer. The thing about university is this: there are going to be points when it's going to get really rough and it's going to get hard. And you better love what you do to stick through it. I don't subscribe to forcing people to do things that they really don't want to do, that they don't have any interest in. Like for me, I could not be a medical doctor. I love people, but I don't love to see people in pain, and I don't love the whole blood thing. Not me, right? So being a doctor wasn't going to be it for me, and if I was forced to do that, I would have probably lost my mind, and I'm just like, I'm over it. Do the things that you like to do. Please, parents, if you're watching this, encourage your child to follow their dream and to do the things that they want to do, because everything that's out there, there is somebody who is killing it and they're doing very well. So the other tip that I want to add, right, is don't allow anyone to tell you that you are not capable of doing something. Don't let anybody tell you, oh, you will never be this and you will never be that. Let me tell you this. I was told on multiple occasions that the career path that I chose for myself, I was not going to make it. Yeah. Right now, I'm doing it. And I'm very happy about that. Don't let anybody stop you shine. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do something. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. And you go out there and you do it. Guys, I have the bonus. I have the bonus. I have the bonus. I have the bonus. Ready? So the first thing I want to talk about is when you're applying for scholarships. There are some scholarships that have requirements that will keep you bounded. So I know a lot of persons will apply for scholarships and they don't actually read the entire information that's given on the scholarship. They're just like, yeah, I'm gonna get this amount of money. That's cool. I'm gonna get it for that amount of years. Okay, that's cool. There's more. Be sure that when you are applying for these scholarships, if you're getting a scholarship, find out what the catch is. Some have and some don't. Some require you to stay in the country for another 2 years, and so you're making big plans to do this and go here and go there, and they're just like, but no, you can't do that because our contract said. Don't get trapped in that. Nothing is wrong with saying yes, you want to go ahead with these requirements, but I'm just saying, be in the know. The second thing is when we talk about applying to university early, you will get acceptance early. Sometimes you do. And the thing is, you might not be ready yet to go to university at the time of which you're being accepted for. And that's okay. But do not ignore it. There is something called a deferral acceptance, and this is where you can apply to them to say, hey, thank you for accepting me. However, I would really want this acceptance to be deferred to such year or such time frame. There is a procedure for doing that. So do not just get that acceptance and just sit there and just think it's going to be there indefinitely and you're going to be fine whenever you're ready to pick it up, it's going to be there. No. Ensure that you seek deferral acceptance if you are not ready to start university for the time you've been accepted for. It's okay, you can get this done. So don't get trapped, guys, where you're thinking you're okay and you're safe and you're really not. If you did not do your research and you end up at the university level and you're being accepted for a program, you might find that you're accepted to go into the prelim level of the program. Prelim level just means those same requirements that you could have gotten at the high school level, you're now gonna have to do them in order to get into level 1 of the program. And so what could have easily been a 3-year program for you has now unnecessarily become a 4-year program. Prelim is not a bad thing. Do not leave here thinking that prelim is a bad thing. I'm just saying it's not fiscally responsible, in my opinion, for you to actually give up just doing these subjects at the CAPE level at high school, as opposed to coming into UA or UTech or CMU and like spending all this money just to do what you could have done then. Like, save yourself. So that's it for today, guys. As always, guys, like Branch Group will always tell you, when life comes at you, grip it, lock it, own it.